This podcast absolutely, unequivocally, positively, 100% contains adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Welcome back to Me and Mrs. Always Right. I'm your host, me.
And I'm Mrs. Always Right.
And we're bringing you the ADHD of podcasting. We're also the #1 rated podcast by people who always fight with their spouses. Always.
Oh, man, we got a lot of fans then.
A lot of fans.
A lot of fans.
And we're coming to you from that little trailer park in Greenville, Texas. Babe, can you tell us about Greenville?
Just a couple of things I want to mention. Hutton County. And you say everybody's from somewhere.
Everybody is from somewhere.
And that is very true because, like, from Greenville, there's, like, a lot of notable people.
Really?
Yeah, look at this.
What?
A lot of notable people. You know, a lot of football players, musicians, bunch of stuff. I just wanted to mention Byron Bell only because at one time he played for the Dallas Cowboys back in 2017. So that's it.
Great.
That's it. Everybody's from somewhere.
Everybody is from somewhere.
Yes.
We started the pre-show off, which you would get if you subscribe to us at Patreon, in a little argument. We've had a very, very busy last weekend. Number one, never ever title the show cussing because no play. And I don't think it's from lack of, I just think YouTube is just not pushing that.
YouTube's probably hiding it until you look at it. You're the only one that can see it.
The issue is that if there's cussing, if there's foul language, I should say, in the first 60 seconds of a video, YouTube don't push it.
Really?
And that's on me. I know better. But
do they listen?
They AI it. They have an algorithm that checks everything for AI, copyright, everything. When I upload a video to YouTube, it puts it through, it does its video checks.
Through the whole video?
Through the whole video. And it's looking for music.
We cuss on every episode,
but usually not in the first 60 seconds. Usually we're opening the show.
True.
So they will allow cuss words. They just don't want it in the first 60 seconds of the video.
Okay.
They're looking for copyrighted music or anything like that. And I've had one video for sure hit for copyright. And that was a video. It was a writing video we did. And it very faintly in the background, you could pick up a song. And they put a strike on one of the videos.
Wow.
Or a copyright violation. But we're not monetized right now anyway, so it really don't matter.
Yeah, you can't get blood from a turnip.
No. Exactly what the point of this episode is. With that being said, and maybe I'm wrong in this train of thought, okay? I thought that eventually someday you and I we may not make a living off of this podcast, but we do this podcast, we used to, for enjoyment. Our time together as a married couple, sharing it with other people to see how married couples communicate.
How we interact with each other and what we do as a couple or what we don't do as a couple. Yes.
And we've always had an off-kilter sense of humor, and I always felt that, we get along and we click pretty good.
Yes, I would agree.
And when you and I started this podcast, we started with the same amount of experience. We both had none.
Right. Well, now, not necessarily, because you are very computer savvy, where I am not. I don't deal with computers on a daily basis.
That has nothing to do with podcasts at the time.
Yes, it did.
Oh, does it?
I mean, it did, because you were recording, on this little box here, and you would take it to your room, put it on the computer, go through it, and edit it down for all the bullshit we do.
Knowing computers is not knowing a program.
No, but you know how to navigate around the computer way more
You know what
than
I
me.
know how to do? You know what I know how to do?
Tell me.
YouTube. How do I wipe my butt?
Okay.
And I'll watch instruction videos and I will learn to do that. Okay.
Okay.
Knowing how to operate computers is not knowing how to operate every program that's out there. And it was a steep learning curve, evident by the fact that this podcast sounded like shit for about 10 episodes. And I slowly learned to pick up and to do a better job. My train of thought was eventually to break out and to broaden our video expectations and to have maybe a good little side business. I don't want you to have to, maybe if I have to go to work every day, that's fine. I would like for you to stay home if we had secondary income. I don't want you to have to work all the time.
Why?
Because you're my wife and I love you regardless of how many times I want to drown you in a sandbox. Okay? Sometimes.
I like that.
Not all the time.
Drown me in a sandbox.
You can technically still breathe.
No.
I'll get the satisfaction of drowning you.
Okay.
You can technically still breathe through sand. It's difficult.
I mean,
it's difficult, but you can do it.
Just briefly till all the sand comes in your nose or your mouth. And
okay,
you can't
I'll let you
breathe
up.
at all.
I'll let you up. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to kill you. I just need you to learn a couple of things.
Okay. Sure.
But it seems that at times that you don't want to engage in the technical side of the podcast production.
Okay, it's not that thrilling to me. I'm going to be honest, but I haven't had to the whole time we've done this. And now, I've gotten used to coming in here and sitting and looking up, where we're from, if anything just jumps out at me.
Okay.
And you tend to the rest.
Okay.
So I've gotten used to that.
And every now and then, I would just like to sit over here and be the talky one. Talky word.
But how is that different from you starting push record and me pushing record? We're still talking. You're not doing anything else. You're just sitting there talking.
Look. I can focus on you. Okay? I can focus on the computer, right? I can be like, hey, this guy's sexy. Look at the picture behind me. Look at our quilts in our studio because we're that poor. We don't have a real studio.
It's fine.
And then I could go, hey, there we are again together. There's a lot of technical stuff that's kind of hard to do while you're talking and recording and trying to be the life of the party.
Okay.
And it's not just the podcast. If it was just the podcast, then I could, that would probably be a little easier to manage. Okay. I've taken on other responsibilities because I was under the impression that we were going to grow a business and I'm getting backed up is all I'm telling you. And I have to get a lot of work done. And sometimes I just want to sit around and watch TV and eat bonbons.
Me too.
Like this chick I know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like today, this little box, everybody can see it. This is how I control the video. Okay. And the cameras and all that. And it can move to one side or the other. And I asked you today if you wanted to run the show. And you told me to basically go fuck myself in a litter box is where you told me to do.
I mean, kinda.
I mean, he said it nicer.
But you're like, but you need to learn, you need to do it, you need to do it. And you act like like you, have a lot of free time. And you don't. And I don't. And
we are in this room together at the same time with what little bit of free time we have. We're right here.
Yes.
And I understand Mama goes to bed early. Okay.
I do go to bed early.
And like before the sun goes down early.
I mean, maybe sometimes it's okay.
And you work hard and you're tired. And I understand that. Go to bed, enjoy life, sleep all you want. Don't care. I need to know where you're at with this. And the other thing that gets me is you're a co-host of another podcast.
You want to know what I do there?
Yeah. What do you do?
Same thing I do here. I show up, I put the headphones on, I sit in front of this microphone and I talk.
That's not true.
That is true.
That is not true. How does that microphone get turned on? Oh, wait.
Oh, I turn it on by that box.
Oh, so you do that.
Yeah. I mean, I could turn it on
and then
this box now.
Then you open your email and you click on a link and you set up your camera and you get all that. Damn, girl, you're half producing a podcast. Look at that.
No,
Look at you go. You are.
Okay. You just make a list of what you want me to do during the week, whatever day you fucking want me to do it.
Why?
What?
Why do you have to go off the fucking deep end?
I'm not going off the deep end. You're
Thelma
gonna have
and Louise did right off the fucking podcast. You fucking went to Wanda. Every just harsh cliff ending to movie, that was you right there.
Okay, so
family car's waiting, bud. That right there, that's you.
Yeah. If we can't start doing this earlier, Like this week, you know, if I was doing it, this shit ain't coming out till next fucking week.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because
I get it.
I promise you, what
I'm not
you can
asking
do
you to
in an
edit.
hour.
I know, I get it.
What you can do in an hour, let's say even an hour and a half, would take me all week long.
No.
How do you know? You've seen my computer skills. That's them.
I know,
right there.
Babe, I have the fortunate knowledge of knowing how actually smart you are and how determined you are. And I don't want you to go in the room and edit. I don't want you to do all that. You know what I want you to do?
That's what you were just telling me. You wanted me to.
No, I want you to learn to produce.
And what is producing? Pushing a button on that.
Adjusting the sound, getting that right, getting everything set up, the exposures on the camera, right?
I know nothing about exposure, what these numbers mean, what I know nothing about that. I could put it on whatever the fuck I wanted to, but then you'd be mad because we would be
and there's
like
our problem. And there's our fucking best of the best, sir.
That's what we would look like. And I would be going, we're on the screen. We look good. We're fine.
I'm not asking you to guess. I'm not asking you to guess.
No, you're not. You're like, is it supposed to look like that?
I mean, was that exactly what my face fucking looked like? Hang on.
Pretty much.
Look. Was that supposed to look like that?
Pretty close.
No.
I was very close. I was almost spot on.
I don't think my blood pressure's coming up. Oh.
But you're like, no. You need to reset the Zimbabwe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. It's where the little baby ducks happen. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
When I tell you need to reset the Zimbabwe wall, I figured I've said Zimbabwe wall for the last 3 fucking years. How do you not know what it means?
We have only had these cameras for a little bit.
How long? Please tell the audience.
We got them this year, right?
This year, yes.
This year. Yes.
How many months are in a year?
Okay, well, we're in month 10.
Okay, at the end of month 10.
Yes, but when did you get them?
We probably got them around month 5.
Okay, so we've had them 5 months.
Okay, and matter of fact, I could go through the YouTube videos and tell you exactly when we had them.
Okay.
Okay?
So 5 months, and
you don't even know how to turn them on until, like, yesterday. You learned to turn them on.
Okay, but I turn the motherfuckers on, don't I? Oh, and not only that, we took them out on a road trip because we were busy this weekend.
We did. Good job, too, recording it. Now,
and
that's
then,
one thing. Can I give you a compliment?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't want
you too.
compliments. Keep them.
I can fucking tell.
Okay.
Right in my pocket right here. Come and get them.
All right. I'll look for them later.
When you're doing the laundry, just dig them out.
Exactly. I'll put them in the bucket with all the rest of them. I keep it on the dryer. Every once in a while. Hey, okay.
No, okay, what?
I'm going to tell you.
No.
So I washed your shoes, right?
Thank you.
I only washed 2 pair because I don't know where the other fucking pair. No, I think you took them or something. I don't know. But anyway.
Was it the black and green pair that did not get washed?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, great. Good. We're on the same page.
Okay. So I took the cushions out of the inside. Oh, believe it. I took the cushions out of the inside where you have socks on them, right? Mm-hmm. I took the socks off and I found a dime in one. I'm like,
in one of my shoes?
Yeah, this motherfucker walking around with a dime the whole time. You expected to make a phone call with a dime? Remember you used to put change in your...
Yes,
no,
yes.
Okay. So, yeah.
That was my phone call money in case I ever went to jail. I'd just take it out of my shoe.
It's like, I need to make a phone call. Anyway, I was just going to tell you that. But anyway, back to whatever we were talking about. Reality. Back to reality.
Don't, because it'll get copyrighted.
No, I just said back to reality. So, we took these cameras off. I come back and I plugged them all up.
Good job, too.
And then you come in here and you're like, why is this not working? Does it have a battery? Does it?
Bitch,
and I'm like, wait, first of all,
stop, put the truck in reverse.
Nope. I'm talking now. We had used these things for 2 days. Ooh. All we did was load them up and bring them home. I took them out of what we carried them in.
That is not
bring
what we
them
did.
in here.
That is not what we did. But please finish.
Bring them in here, hook them back up to whatever was unplugged to begin with. That's all I did. And then you're like, why is this not working? Well, because I fucking stomped on the floor with it, took the battery out, took the card out.
That is absolutely not what I meant when I asked that. Okay? When we're filming the videos we were filming this weekend.
Yes.
Okay? There's settings that has to be changed for the environment we're in. Okay?
And I know nothing about that.
And when I try to teach you, you get mad at me. Like, I don't know what that means. Here, babe, here's the wheel, here's the button, here's the settings, here's what the shutter speed does, here's what the f-stop does, here's what the ISO does.
You told me once, and I'm sorry. I did not have my little shorthand notebook with me to write that down.
And maybe I'm a different person. Okay? But I understand that repetition is good practice.
Yes.
And, then I ask you, let's work on it together. Let's do it. And then you're like, no, I don't know how to do it. Well, we have to. All I'm telling you is we have to start somewhere. And I don't need you to do it all the time. I just need to know while you're operating the camera, what I need to know is where the exposure's at. And that is the little number right there. We're both looking at the camera screens.
Okay.
The plus 0 point, that's the exposure. Okay.
All
right. And if I need you to bring it up or down, how to adjust that.
With the other numbers going up or down.
You start what numbers?
The 250, 350, 450, 500.
That's the ISO. Right.
And that changes that.
Good.
Right?
Wow. So you're not fucking dumb.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Because you've showed me a few times. But then when you're like, sometimes it might take me a minute to remember and realize, and then you just come over and you're like, right here, see, this is how you do it. And I'm like,
that is not how any of that shit went down.
That's how it works.
That is not how that
works.
Shit.
That's why.
Let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you.
It's easier to, you know what? You do it.
I know.
That
because
way
this
it's
is where
done
we're
the
at.
way you want it done.
This is where we're at, is you think that anything you do is going to upset me. Okay?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. We can go back and forth. We can make a podcast out of yes or no.
Now. You're upset.
I am not upset. We're in a very communicative conversation.
We are.
Okay. And all I'm saying is the 10% of the things I'm trying to get you to learn are I'm not going to say they're not complicated, because there's a lot to getting the right exposure. There's a lot to it. All I need you to do is to work through that 10 episodes to start getting better, like I did with editing, right? You remember how bad we sounded?
I mean, for what we were, I thought we sounded pretty good.
I know.
And with the little
and that's what I know.
And all that. I was okay with all that.
Well, I know. But the problem
OCD
is it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with my OCD.
Perfectionist.
Has nothing to do with my OCD. Okay?
Perfectionist.
What it has to do?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did Johnny Carson have to work under these conditions?
Yes, he did. And he
Jay Leno?
loved it.
Did Jay Leno?
Yes.
Ed McMahon?
Probably.
You think?
It is possible.
Give me 2 seconds. Oh, I forgot where I even left off.
You were talking about, I don't remember, me not doing it because I make you mad.
Okay, right. Thank you. See, you're doing one thing good, okay? And you think that you're not going because you think I'm getting angry with you. And where I get frustrated is
I showed you this once before, and why don't you know it?
The two things I get frustrated is when you finish my sentences without me letting them get through, okay?
Okay.
Because you think you know what I'm saying, and that
most of the time I'm right.
You're not right. Look, when I was younger, I'm not going to lie, I would get a little frustrated and a little angry, but I have grown as a person.
You have.
Okay?
I absolutely
And I cannot
give you that.
even
Yes.
remember the last time I was even really fucking angry. It has to have been like years.
Well, that's good.
Thank you.
That is good.
I'm trying to grow and be better and be a better husband and all that stuff to you.
But
I don't want you to be upset.
But you do get a little short and
I
frustrated
don't.
a lot.
No, you're just taking it that way.
No, that's
You
how
really
you
are.
are.
No.
Or you'll say something and I will take it as what you say, and then it's not the way you meant it. And I'm like, but that's
the weather, the
what
rain.
you said.
That like literally like, hey, is it still raining? And I meant, hey, check the weather. Are we done with the rain? And you look at the windshield and you're like, yeah, it's done. Thanks, babe. I can see that. That was a fantastic weather report.
I mean, but you didn't say, are we expecting more rain?
You're
anything
right.
like that.
Nope,
you
you're
said,
right.
Is it raining anymore?
You're right, because
Like-
I thought you understood the fact that I know how glass works and I can see out the windows, okay?
I was like, why is he asking me? But okay, I'll tell him. And then you're like, no, I thought you were going to check the weather.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
what
didn't
I
say
meant.
anything about
So in the future,
predicting
in the
future, whether
I
we
have
were
to
getting
literally
rain.
so in the future, do I literally have to? And then here's what I'll do.
Is there any more rain forecasted?
Okay, right.
Are we done with the rain for the next week?
Okay.
Are we
And then-
something
and
like
then-
that? So
and then
I
you-
know that you need a prediction that I
Oh my
can't give
God,
you,
we
and
can
I
see
have
who
to
wins
look
the
it up.
conversations. We can see.
Do what?
We can see who wins the conversations.
No, I'm just saying. What is on? Look, oh my God, I don't know what. There,
Gone.
he died.
And then here's what I'm going to do. The next time I'm going to be like, babe,
Mm-hmm.
will you please check your phone and see what the weather is for the next 10 days?
Absolutely.
And you'll be like, why you got to be a smart ass? Why can't you just ask me to check my phone for the weather? Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, you could just say, hey, can you check the weather app?
That's what I said.
Tell me what it is.
Is it still raining?
Okay, is it still raining?
Okay, look.
What does that mean? If I ask you, is it still raining?
I thought we've been married long enough that you just, did I say exactly the terms and conditions to which I wanted you to perform the task?
No.
Probably not. Okay.
I mean,
If
not
you
even
had
a
asked me-
hint
If
of-
you had asked me if the roles were reversed and you would have been like, babe, is it still raining? I would have looked out my window and I would have checked my phone. And I'd be like, no, it's not raining now, but we still have some more coming.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to remember this
No,
because
you're
I'm
not.
going to
No,
write
you're
it
not.
down.
No, you're not.
And one day, while we're just driving down the road, I am going to ask you about the weather. And I'm going to see.
In 20 fucking years when I have Alzheimer's,
Maybe.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Maybe
Because that's your train of thought is you'll hang on to it.
I might.
You're taking it right now and you're
Yeah.
wrapping it up.
I'm going to put it in
and
my
you're
pocket.
putting it in your pocket and you're just going to let it sit there.
And I'm gonna take it
And
out
one
when I
day-
do the laundry.
One day,
just like I-
yes,
you know.
like lint in your pocket, you're
Yep.
going to reach your hand in there and it's going to trigger and you're going to like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Guess
ask
what?
this mofo about the weather, and I'm gonna see what he says. And if he checks the weather app, because that's what I
Then
really
what?
want to know.
Then what? Then what?
Then I'm gonna throw it back in your face.
After
I'ma
I check the
write
weather
down-
app, after I check the weather app and do it the way that
We'll see. We'll see if you do.
and if I do,
If you do, I'm gonna say, you know what? Apparently, I'm a big fucking dummy, and I do not know what anything means. But I guess because I'm old and I guess going senile, or I forgot to do my psychic reading or something, and so you have to be very literal with me. I'm just that's what I'm gonna say.
so what do we need to do to move forward
Move forward in the business.
in our conversations?
Forward in our conversations.
I
Okay, see?
think you're handling, I hope, the part of the business I need you to handle. The real part of the business I need you to handle.
Mhm.
The LLC paperwork. So is it you or the government taking this long?
Apparently, it is not on my end, and I'm pissed about it. I'm going to tell you that. So,
okay, thank you for checking. Thank you for checking.
Okay.
And Lauren, just that much
you know
technical.
What? Next week, when we come in here and that thing is in front of me and I start pushing buttons on it, I don't want to hear a word come out of your mouth. I'm going to try to do it as best as I can.
No, because there is your fucking hard-headed, stubborn-willed coming out going, I'll just fucking do it then, versus you allowing me to help teach you to do it. You're just like, I'm going to take that motherfucker and start pushing buttons, and I hope it blows the fuck up.
Fucking bomb disposal.
Fuck bomb disposal shit.
No. Not what I said.
I will rewind this shit right the fuck now.
I said I am going to take it. Yes, I did say that. And I did say I was going to start pushing buttons and we're going to hope for the best.
2 for 2.
I didn't say nothing about hoping it blows up or anything like that. No.
Oh, that's what you implied.
No, it's not. I said exactly what I meant.
I'm
going to take it, put it in front of me, and start pushing buttons, and hopefully it works. That's what I said.
Instead of
you saying, you know what? You should check blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't even know what language that is. And you're like,
blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know what? Never heard it. I don't know what it does. So guess what? I'm just fucking pushing this button.
Yeah. Instead of going, babe, can you explain that to me? So I can learn and be just as good as you are someday.
Okay. That's what I'll do then.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
That's absolutely what's going to happen. Absolutely.
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
No. No, it's not.
Why? Maybe I need to write that down, or I'm not going to remember exactly what I should be saying.
I don't want to fight with you, okay? I don't ever want to have disagreements with you.
You know what? We're two different people. I get that. No, I get that. We're gonna.
I'm telling you, I'm in the wrong for not asking what your ambitions are. Because you're right. When we started this and we were audio only, you're like, oh, it sounds fine. We sounded like shit. And maybe that is a little bit of my OCD, okay?
Right. But I didn't know the difference of the way we sounded then to what we sound now.
Right.
You have done an excellent job. I've never said you haven't done a good job because you have.
I know you didn't say that. I'm never even saying you're saying that. And then we moved into video and we were using those cheap ass fucking cameras. I started with webcams and it looked like ass and they were shaking everywhere and they were jittery. It looked like ass. Okay. And I have a higher expectation. I want to put out a good product. And you know that.
I understand that. Yes.
And then I moved up to, but all of this is I'm paying for all of this out of our own pocket, right? And I say because we're a team, even though it's coming out of my shit. And I always get to, do you need that? You know, do we really need those cameras? Do we really need, and then you see how good the show looks. Mm-hmm. And then you understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I upgrade and, you know, I get it. You just have nothing to compare it to.
You're right, because I do not watch podcasts on video.
Right.
I don't watch any of that. And I've gotten so busy that I hardly even listen to podcasts at all now versus what I used to.
But you can tell now, and I know you listen more than watch other episodes. You can tell a good produced podcast, a good produced audio podcast. You can tell the difference now.
Yes, I can tell what you do versus some others that have been produced by other, I don't know, companies, individuals, or whatever that do sound different. You are correct. And I know that takes you a lot of time to do, but I think that you've done it so long that it's very easy for you to do, because I've heard you say that you can just look at the screen and know exactly.
It's in some of the audio, but that's just our audio.
Right.
And that's just because I know how you talk. I don't know if it would take me that long with, let's say, if I was editing a different podcast.
Right. But I promise, after you had done it for so long, if it was something that you did continuously and often the way you do ours, you would pick up on the same stuff.
Yeah, probably. Look, I know you and I have plans, you know, for our future in in relocating and moving.
Yes.
And we're going to go to a smaller town.
Yes.
And all I'm thinking is it would be nice if we could supplement some income. We didn't have to worry about working so hard and have a business in that little town.
Yes.
You know where I'm coming from? You get me, right?
I do.
And that's all I'm striving for. And I would love for you to be a part of that business and help manage that business. You bring assets to the table.
I bring a big ass to the table.
That I don't have. And I do feel that you can probably manage more the email part of it, the contract part of it, the sponsorship parts of it, the business form parts of it, because I know for a fact that you have a decade of business experience, if not more. I know you do.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, unless you lied to me about what you previously did before.
I've never lied to you about anything.
I don't ever think you have.
So if I told it to you, it was the truth.
Okay, then you have
Whatever
the business experience. You have the business experience.
Right.
I just, I know you work a full-time job. Matter of fact, I know you work 2 full-time jobs. And I appreciate you very much. And I work a full-time job.
Yes.
And sort of another full-time job. I just think there's parts that you can bring to this business to help us grow.
Okay.
And I have faith in that.
Okay.
And you don't have to touch the little fucking box or go get on the computer.
No, I'm going to touch the box.
Oh, I know now. I know.
Next week, I'm going to get the little box and I'm going to put it in front of me.
At least somebody's getting a little fucking box.
Do you want this computer to look up a city?
No. I want to sit here.
I want to do that too.
I want to sit here and talk and look beautiful.
Do that too.
I just want to sit here and talk and look beautiful. That's all I fucking want to do.
Okay.
For one fucking episode. One.
I've been doing this every fucking episode.
Good for you.
And now you want me to do what you do, but you don't want to do what I do?
You know what?
How the fuck is that fair?
Can I do it on my phone?
You can do it on your phone. But here's the book right here. You got to write it down.
Wow. Bossy.
The thing is, you want me to take on your jobs, but you don't want to take on the responsibilities that I do. They might be minute and very small, but they still happen.
Story of my life.
Right? They still happen.
Fine. Done.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks for listening to this podcast and our conversation and explaining to each other our true feelings. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at meandmissalwaysright@gmail.com. All complaints will go to Trevor the intern. I'd also like to thank Roadcat Media for producing this week's episode. If you have any video projects that you want to run by us, maybe we can... Audio? Yeah.
Yes.
We do audio as well. I mean, they do audio as well. Email them at roadcatmedia@gmail.com.
Also find us on Facebook, Instagram, X.
Which you're going to be if you don't shut the fuck up.
I love that.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. And YouTube.
Thanks, babe.
No problem.
It helps support It helps support this podcast by becoming a Patreon member. Maybe she can quit her fucking job and do some work around here at Patreon/Me and Mrs. Always Right, where you get pre and post show comments, pre and post show content. I'm flustered right now. Okay?
I know, I can tell.
Where you get pre and post show
content.
Yes, thank you. Right along with unedited episodes. What?
Why are you so flustered?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't, I mean,
I love you.
We're going to have this conversation. And then, next week it's going to turn into the same fucking thing. But here's the good news. No matter how much and how frustrated I get sometimes, you're still beautiful. And I still didn't get to tell you about the conversation I had with the kids last night. And you didn't get to tell me about your sex dream you had Saturday night, which you should try to remember. Or at least next week, make one up.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll just make it up.
You do that. All right. I love you, babe.
I love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Merle.
I love Merle.
I know.